So now I'm gonna step over here only because I wanna get some onions caramelizing, which I think it seems like an easy task, but it isn't always. You need a good temperature and you need enough liquid because sometimes with onions it just kind of gets dry, you know, and so they'll tend to burn. Exactly. So I have some of these pans on already, and I always do just like a little check. I'm not burning myself, no worries here, but just to see that it's, you know, up to temperature, that it's not too crazy hot or it's not too cold either.
You have those chef hands.
Yes, exactly, which is horrible sometimes. But it is what it is. It comes with the territory, I guess. So this
just vegetable oil?
That is vegetable oil. As usual, you don't really want to use olive oil because of the cooking temperatures. It'll burn a lot easier, which you don't want. So we're just going to keep moving these around. Now, see, it's starting to get a little bit of color here on the onions, which is good. Caramelization is good. It gives flavor, it gives sweetness, it gives everything. So I'm going to add a little bit of celery stock.
Celery stock?
Yes.
Tell me about this.
So I like any stock, you don't want it to go too high. So I just took some shallots, my little favorite, and some celery, some bay leaves, and some peppercorn. And I just simmered it. It has like a lovely, it's like that sweet flavor almost that you could smell it. And it's ready to go. So it has a nice color as well. It'll give a little more depth to the plate.
Yeah, more celery
Yes,
flavor.
exactly. So the only thing with celery, it is very stringy. Any like rhubarb, if you're used to anything like that, and you can see it coming off. So you don't want that in your puree because if you have that in there, it's going to be that weird mouthfeel like I was talking about.
Those are like the little pieces that get caught up in my garbage disposal.
Yes, exactly. You're right. And then this, since we're going quickly with it, and most purees you do want to make sure, like I said, everything's cooked through. We're going to go pretty thin here. So we're just going to kind of hit this as much as we can. And one little trick, I'm going to steal one of these pans. Nobody think I'm crazy here. But you're trying to keep the liquid in there. As you saw before, it kind of like evaporated out a little bit. So if you take something and just kind of cover it up, just to attempt to keep some of that steam in there and some of the liquid in there, it'll be like a little hot box and it keeps it all nice and hot.
Great tip.
So we're going to come back and we're going to check on this.
You can already tell it's kind of softened up
that
more.
translucency is what you want. So we're going to keep going there a little bit more. I am going to season this now. I'm going to do a little salt and pepper in there. But see the trick of having that over. I know it's not the best. A lid works the same way. But in a restaurant, you know, you have so many pans around. That's it. Like somewhere there's like a house built with all the lids because we don't know where they are. So this is looking pretty good here. As you can see, the celery starts to break down quite a bit and it'll become almost translucent. So just to do one more little liquid to it, we'll do that just to go into the blender, just to make sure we have enough. Now this depends. Sometimes, depending on what vegetable you use, you need a little bit more liquid. For this one, we will need a little bit because the celery itself, because we cooked all the liquid out, isn't gonna have all that much. You know, you need to add a little bit more to it to blend it in.
Celery is a vegetable, first of all, I've never had in a puree. And second, I would never think to puree.
Exactly. But it's nice to just, I think because of the mouthfeel of it, if you cook it, it's like, meh. You know, you don't get that much from it. So this way you can impart a lot of flavor into it so that you're getting something, you're getting that celery flavor, but you're also getting the good flavor of the onions and the caramel and all that stuff.
A lot going on. Very excited to try that.
So I'm gonna just test this out. I think So they're very, do you want to try some?
Sure.
It's just, you want to know that it's completely cooked through and no better way than to try it out. So nice and soft, it's not crunchy. You don't want crunchy. So you just want it soft enough so that when it goes in the blender, it'll be nice and smooth. Exactly, right?
Flavor's so
now that I tried that, I'm gonna add a little more salt and pepper. Okay, so we're gonna take this hot, no worries there. And we're gonna go right into our blender.
Now, when you're blending hot liquids, there's a couple things you need to be concerned about, right?
Yes. You start on a low speed, you don't have to worry about that heat whatsoever. Another thing, you don't want to overcrowd the blender. Only because you want that smooth puree. So if you have too much in there, it's just not going to be able to blend it as nicely.
Good tips.
And I'm also going to add a little bit of cream. I know, me and the cream. But it's just so good in this recipe. Exactly. Okay. So nice and slow. Start slow, like you were saying, then we're gonna turn it up a little bit. And turn it up a little bit more. Fantastic.